Welcome. I have summoned you here for a purpose.
Tell Grimlock about Pedro Rabbits
Grimlock,
again.
take your noodle out of my face!
No! Tell story! Quiet!
Tell story!
We want to hear story!
The eyes have it!
Questo ragno è soddisfacente.
Sì, è divertente.
Greetings, denizens of the web. This is Petrol Rabbits, and today truths have been found and truths will be revealed. I'm speaking about the common house spider, or the common garden spider, the people spiders, the spiders nobody makes documentaries about or tells stories about. So this story starts in a jar. I've made a terrarium. A terrarium is like you put some moss in a jar, in a glass jar, and you're supposed to keep it closed or sealed, and it's supposed to make a bioenvironment thing. It was a bit lonely, and I put some minis, some Warhammer minis, if you recognize them, but 40k. It was still lonely and nothing was moving, so I put this spider, house spider I caught on my carpet at home. And I had to start feeding him. I gave him moths because, you know, in UK moths and carpets kind of. Anyways, but one day I found this green insect and he started eating it. So I picked up my phone to start and zoom in and see better, right? And my phone incredibly had this awesome zoom in, and I started observing him and seeing and learning things. You see, he's making his web now from his bum with his spinnerets, and you can actually see the web, and this sort of captivated my attention, and I tried to sort of see if I could capture more details and more behaviors of the spider in very small spider in a jar. And I must say, he started sort of warming. I'm saying he. I think it's a she now, but she started, getting. I started actually finding her, instead of like creepy and things like that. I started finding she got warm to my heart. She's funny. And these images really captured my attention. I was trying to see these fangs that, I was fascinated by the idea of, wow, I can see like a tiny little insect behind that I hadn't seen before. Anyways, you can see a lot of details that you can't see with the naked eye, and I guess you can't see them on the focus here. Or you can see sometimes, but I was very fascinated that you can see the web in fantastic detail. Anyways, I obviously made other terrariums, and we decided we wanted another denizen, and my wife bought some orchids, and every time she watered them, these things were coming out. So I took one and I put it in one of the terrariums, and I kind of had to find out what it was, and I think it's, you know, millipedes, centipedes. I think this is a millipede of sorts, but she, I have no idea, is quite funny. He crawls around and does things, and I'm not sure what these things are, but I like watching him. I like seeing his legsies, all those legs, and his little antenna. He sort of uses them to more like fingers. Like, I guess he doesn't see much. Don't tell him. It's kind of rude, but yeah, you see him. He just makes his way up and about and explores places you'd never think things could go. Anyway, moving on, I also noticed these things, and at first I was like, get the flamethrower, burn them, burn everything, throw the, you know, and apparently there's springtails. They're really small, you know, like the camera is like really zooming in. I'm sorry for the focus, but they're good for your mouse. But moving on, one day, Daddy, that's me, there was a bee in the house, and I decided to use that wonderful Asian tennis racket, electrifying tennis racket you use to kill insects with. So I caught the bee, and, well, yeah, I gave it to the spider, who I'm not sure. And then I tried, I was looking in, and I was actually trying to see if I could focus in on the fangs, doing the munching and the eating and finding out what's going on, and I kind of can see the fangs. I'm not sure if he's eating or doing exactly what he's doing. She is doing, but I can see all the eyes, which is amazing, and I can see parts of the fangs in focus. I'm not sure she likes the bee on her web. It kind of looks like she's trying to move it away and bring it other places. I noticed later on, even with things she eats, she doesn't like a mess on her web, so she just picks them and sort of brings them somewhere else where they're out of view, or at least her view, which is anyways not in the web. She can't really see very well, apparently. I think they have lots of eyes, but they're more like using their fingers, their legs to touch in front of them and explore. So you see here, she's trying to, I guess, drag this thing away, but look at those jaws. They're just like clawed into, and she's trying to grab this fried bee, and I don't know what she's. The other, well, there's other images of her eating a moth, so we'll talk about how she usually eats other things. So I guess how her venom or poison, I'm not sure which of the two applies in this case. I think it's venom because she's injecting it, and the millipede has poison, right? Anyways, you see, she's more like trying to get it off from where it is than trying to feed on it, I think. And yeah, she's funny. I like her. But it's been a while since then, and she's been living in the jar for a while, and she's actually passed through, I think, 3 or 2 molds. So she's growing, but it looks like her food gets munched up into a black little sort of blackberry thingy, which she just sort of moves about her mouth with her jaws somehow, and yeah, and she's done with the bee. I think that's it for the bee. This is her eating a moth, I think, and the moth has been eaten thoroughly at this point, I would say. But that's exactly what I was trying to get at. I think there's some process of necrosis going on where the poison, not the venom is eroding, what's the word? Yeah, eroding, dissolving stuff into less hard stuff. I think that's the garden spider eats in a different way. I think this is we'll have. We also got a garden. We caught a garden spider and put it in a jar. But and I'm going to talk about that. But this guy first. This girl. How she munches seems to be different from the other spider, right? And it's because I think this process of necrosis is breaking down the food in a way that she can digest it, eat it, munch it, whatever that she does under those claws, jaws, mandibles, things. Does that sort of make sense? And those 2 little things next to the jaws, I found out, those are called pedipalps. And if she's a girl, they're like so, like you're seeing so now. But if it's a boy, then it should have pom-poms on top of the pedipalps, at the end of the pedipalps. We'll just leave it at that, especially because I'm not particularly knowledgeable on the subject. But I really like these jaws, how they sort of mandibles, claws. I don't know what these are, but you can see that the legs are sort of. Sometimes you can see through. She goes through as she gets close to her molding period. her skin becomes darker and her legs become darker as well. But soon after a mold change, you can notice that her legs are very transparent and they look like they're hollow, kind of. And I think I don't think I have images, but I've seen images on the internet. I think I was looking at this guy in Australia with a problem with not black widows, because they're redbacks. I think in Australia black widows are called redbacks. They have, anyways. Yeah, I was watching those videos and I was seeing that sometimes when they suck from the prey and even other spiders, you can see the sort of the liquids flowing through the legs as well. But I'm telling you this because I also have some images of the other spider, the garden spider, which are interesting because you can see her abdomen and you can see where her legs start, and they're very yellow, very transparent. You can sort of see liquid inside instead of, you know, a chorus leg. Yeah, but this is how this spider, I think the house UK spider, digests its prey, its food, I guess, and yeah, as I said, house moths, you know, the white ones, the normal white moths. And I'm particularly fascinated as well as from the zoom in on the web. Yeah, munch on it.